Hello students, I am Ashish De. In my earlier video, I have discussed about region of convergence or ROC and properties of ROC. In this video, I want to discuss about properties of Z transform. So first property is linearity property. Okay, so linearity property is if Z transform of x1n is equal to x1z, capital X1z, and z transform of x2n is equal to capital X2z, then z transform of a1 x1n plus a2 x2n is equal to a1 x1z plus a2 x2z. So this property is called linearity property. So in this property we can see that it follows the superposition principle, right? Now second property is time shifting property. What is that? If xz is the z transform of xn, then z transform of x of n minus m is equal to z to the power minus m into xz. So this is basically time shifting of amount m, right? So the z transform of a shifted signal is equal to this. Now property number 3 is multiplication by an exponential sequence. That property is if xz is the z transform of xn, then z transform of a to the power n into xn is equal to x of capital X of A inverse Z. So this is the multiplication of by an exponential signal. Now number 4 is time reversal property. If xz is the z transform of xn, any sequence xn, then z transform of x of minus n is equal to capital X of Z inverse. This is very important property. Just remember the property, time reversal property. Now differentiation property of xz. So differentiation of xz, the property is if xz equal to z transform of any sequence xn, then z transform of n into xn equal to minus z d dz of xz. Yes. So this is the differentiation property of z transform. Now number 6 is convolution theorem. If z transform of any sequence xn is equal to xz and z transform of another sequence hn is equal to capital Hz, then z transform of the convolution of two given sequences xn and hn is basically equal to capital Xz into Hz. So this is the convolution property. Just remember this property. This is very important. This asterisk is called convolution operator or linear convolution of the sequence. Now number 7 is Parseval's relation. What is that? Parseval's relation is summation of n equal to minus infinity to infinity x1 n convolution x2 n, that is equal to 1 by 2 pi j contour integration x1 v complex conjugate of x2 v. So that is represented by x2 asterisk 1 by v2 asterisk, okay, into v inverse dv. So this is the Parseval relationship, where the contour integration must be in the overlap of the regions of convergence of x1v and x2 asterisk 1 by v2 asterisk. So sorry, this is 1 by v asterisk. Okay, so this is the Parseval relationship. Now number 8, this is very important property, initial value theorem. Okay, you have already read this property in Laplace transformation also. So if x plus z, x subscript plus z equal to z transform of xn, here we are assuming just xn is a causal sequence. So if xn is causal sequence, then its z transform is represented by x plus z. Okay, then the property is initial value theorem property is x of 0, that is the initial value of the sequence, x of 0, that is equal to limit z tends to infinity x plus z. Yes, okay. So this is initial value theorem. So x0 is the initial value of the sequence. Okay, so this is very important, just remember this property. Now property number 9 is final value theorem. This is also very important property. Just remember, if x plus z is equal to z transform of xn, here is also xn is a causal sequence where the ROC for x plus z includes but is not necessarily confined to mod of z greater than 1 and z minus 1 into x capital X plus z has no pole on or outside the unit circle. Okay, so I am repeating, if x plus z is equal to z transform of xn, where the ROC for x plus z includes but is not necessarily confined to mod of z greater than 1 and z minus 1 into x plus z has no poles on or outside the unit circle, then only x of infinity equal to limit z tends to 1 z minus 1 into capital X plus z. Okay, so then right, so this is the final value theorem. So x of infinity is basically final value of the sequence xn. Okay, so just remember this property. This is quite big property, so just remember this. Let us take an example. Suppose we have to find out the Z transform and ROC of a given signal, that is xn equal to 3 into 3 to the power n minus 4 into 2 to the power n into un. So this signal is given. We have to find out the Z transform and also the ROC of the signal. Okay, so just see here, this portion is multiplied with un. What is un? Un is basically unit step function. It has a value of 1 for n greater than equal to 0. So un has the value of 1 for n greater than equal to 0, otherwise un equal to 0 for n less than 0, right? So we have to find out the ROC. So we know the Z transform of a to the power n into un, that is equal to Z by Z minus a, and for this ROC is mod of Z greater than a. We know that this is infinite duration causal sequence. Okay, so for causal infinite duration sequence, ROC is mod of Z greater than a, exterior of the circle with radius a. We know that. So for this sequence, xz will be equal to 3z by z minus 3, because 3 is a constant term and 3 to the power n into un, the Z transform is Z by Z minus 3. Also for this portion, the Z transform will be 4Z by Z minus 2. So this is Z minus 2, right? Now for this portion, ROC will be mod of Z greater than 3, and for this portion ROC is mod of Z greater than 2. Okay, so if we combine both the ROCs, then the final ROC will be mod of Z greater than 3, because for this all the both the ROCs will be satisfied. Okay, so the Z transform of the given sequence is this 3Z by Z minus 3 and 4Z by Z minus 2, and the combined ROC will be mod of Z greater than 3. Okay, so from this video what we learn? We learn about different properties of Z transform, and also solve an example using these properties. Okay.